Welcome to this video, where we dive into one of the most controversial and debated events of the 21st century, 9/11. Over the years, numerous conspiracy theories have emerged surrounding the tragic events of that fateful day, questioning the official narrative. Today, we'll explore the most well-known conspiracy theories, examine the facts, and attempt to separate fact from fiction. September 11, 2001 was a day that forever changed the world. Nearly 3,000 lives were lost in the terrorist attacks orchestrated by the extremist group Al-Qaeda. But with such a monumental event, it's no surprise that numerous conspiracy theories arose. Some believe the attacks were an inside job, while others suggest that the US government knew about the attacks in advance. One of the most popular conspiracy theories involves the collapse of the Twin Towers. Some claim that the buildings were brought down by controlled demolition, not by the impact of the planes and subsequent fires. These theories gained traction due to the way the buildings fell, which some argue resembled a controlled demolition. However, experts have debunked this theory. The National Institute of Standards and Technology, NIST, conducted an extensive investigation into the collapse. Their conclusion was that the combination of the plane's impact, the resulting fires, and the structural weaknesses caused by the heat led to the building's eventual collapse. The official findings emphasized the unique nature of the event and the severe damage caused by the impacts. Next, we have the theory that suggests the Pentagon was not hit by American Airlines Flight 77, but by a missile or even an explosive device. This theory gained attention due to the relatively small amount of wreckage at the crash site and the apparent lack of damage to the building. However, numerous eyewitnesses, security camera footage, and physical evidence confirm that the plane did crash into the Pentagon. Further investigation into the wreckage revealed parts of the plane, including its black boxes, which were recovered from the site. The official investigation concluded that the plane was hijacked, crashed into the Pentagon, and caused a massive loss of life. Another theory that gained traction is the idea that the US government had prior knowledge of the attacks, but allowed them to happen in order to justify military action in the Middle East. Proponents of this theory argue that the attacks served as a pretext for the war on terror, including the invasions of Afghanistan and Iraq. This theory, however, is not supported by the available evidence. Intelligence agencies did have information about Al-Qaeda's growing capabilities, but there was no conclusive evidence that the attacks were imminent. In fact, the US government's lack of preparedness was a significant point of criticism following the attacks, which led to widespread reforms in US intelligence and security agencies. Let's not forget about the so-called inside job theory, which posits that high-ranking members of the US government were directly involved in orchestrating the attacks. According to this theory, the attacks were a false flag operation designed to justify wars in the Middle East and implement stricter security measures at home. This theory has been thoroughly debunked by multiple investigations and independent researchers. There is no credible evidence to support the claim that US officials had any involvement in the planning or execution of the attacks. The complexity and scale of the operation, along with the sheer number of people who would have had to be involved, make this theory highly implausible. It's important to recognize that many conspiracy theories gain traction not because of solid evidence, but because of human nature. In the face of such a catastrophic event, people often seek explanations that fit their existing beliefs or challenge the established narrative. This is why some conspiracy theories remain popular despite the lack of credible evidence. Another key factor contributing to the spread of these theories is the internet. In the years following 9/11, platforms like YouTube, social media, and websites dedicated to conspiracy theories allowed misinformation to spread rapidly. The ease with which false narratives can be shared only fueled the debate. However, there's also been a lot of misinformation about the 9/11 Commission report, which was released in 2004. Some conspiracy theorists claim that the Commission's findings were deliberately manipulated to hide the truth. In reality, the report was based on extensive research, interviews, and evidence collected from all over the world. While it may not satisfy every question, it represents the most comprehensive investigation into the events surrounding 9/11. What's important is that the attacks of 9/11 remain one of the most well-documented events in history. Thousands of eyewitness accounts, thousands of hours of video footage, and a plethora of forensic evidence corroborate the official narrative. Yet some conspiracy theories continue to thrive, often with little regard for the overwhelming evidence against them. The rise of these conspiracy theories hasn't just been a source of confusion for the public, it has also affected the victims' families. Many families have expressed frustration over the endless debate and the focus on unsubstantiated claims. For them, the focus should be on remembering the victims and learning from the tragedy, rather than fueling baseless accusations. Despite the many conspiracy theories, there are undeniable truths about 9/11. The attacks were carried out by a well-organized, determined group of terrorists who executed a devastating plan with shocking precision. The consequences of that day reshaped global politics, security measures, and even the way people view terrorism. What's important is how we remember and learn from the events of 9/11, acknowledging the facts, honoring the victims, and ensuring that such a tragedy never happens again should be the primary focus. While conspiracy theories may persist, the truth remains the truth. As we continue to process the events of 9/11 and its lasting impact, it's essential to separate the fiction from the facts. Conspiracy theories will always exist, but critical thinking, evidence, and open dialogue are key to understanding what truly happened on that fateful day. In the end, the attacks on 9/11 were a tragedy that changed the world, but they also united people across the globe in a fight against terrorism and the forces that seek to cause harm. Let us never forget the victims and heroes of that day and continue to seek the truth. Thank you for watching this video, and we hope it has helped you better understand the conspiracy theories surrounding 9/11, the facts that have been thoroughly investigated, and the importance of critical thinking in the face of misinformation. Please like, comment, and subscribe for more in-depth videos on significant historical events.